And so let's move on with our session. Kader, to you.
Sure, Faizan. Just a minute. All right. Good morning and welcome, everyone. Talking about artificial intelligence technology, it's a tremendous opportunity for us as an individual, as an organization that we work for, even the country and the world. McKinsey and company have modeled and predicted the impact of AI will add additional 1.2% of GDP growth per year. That's a lot of money, a lot of wealth. Any opportunity always comes with its own challenges. We all know that. From technology point of view, by design, artificial intelligence products and solutions evolves autonomously and tend to be black boxes. For those who do not know, black box meaning you do not know what's actually happening inside, good or bad. As a result, AI products and solutions can be non-deterministic by nature, fragile, and exposed to bias. As an individual and organization, we have to develop future skills and innovation to transform these challenges into growth opportunities. Challenges makes life interesting, is it not? And I'm excited to learn together today with you more on this awesome technology from industry experts. Before we start on that, some governance and logistics. I'm pretty confident that you all have used Microsoft Teams. In case if you have not used it before, in the right-hand side corner, you have chat, video, and audio button. We kindly recommend every one of you to disable the video and audio. When the speakers speak, they can enable both video and audio. And again, during the Q&A, if you are interested, you can enable audio and video and ask questions. And in the right-hand side, when you click this chat button, in the right-hand side, you can ask your questions in the bottom. And we will also post direct link to join the meetup, as well as the direct link to survey here. We kindly recommend you to copy that and keep it in a notepad. In case if you get disconnected because of the bad internet or whatsoever, you have it with you so you can connect back easily rather than going back to the Eventbrite and coming back into this program. We use Microsoft Teams for collaboration during the program, before and after the program. And we always post our presentations and videos in our collaboration platform. And we also have a disclaimer in our collaboration platform. And we sincerely encourage every one of you join our collaboration platform and help before and after the event learning together. So if you wanted to reach out, you can reach out to programs@testoper.com to join our collaboration platform. Good news to every one of you. Thank you to Marin Ivezik for his kind contribution to all the attendees, his own handwritten book, Leadership in the Age of AI. Thank you, Marin, from PwC a lot. Those who attend this program, till the end, remember this, till the end, you will be sent this book, soft copy of this book. And if you wanted to look at this, you can also, if you want to purchase, obviously you can always go to Amazon and purchase, but if you stay till the end of this program, you will be getting this book for free. And also I would like to thank Wave Labs for their generous gift for providing $8x25 gift card to every one of you who participate in the survey later in the session. Right? So those are governance and logistics. I hope it helps. Faizan.
Thank you, Kader. That was very helpful, and I'm very excited to get my copy of the book because obviously I'm going to be there right up to the end, just like all of you. So let's go through our agenda today. So we have something interesting going on. In the chat, before I speak about the agenda, if any of you would like the links, then our programs teams are putting them into the chat right now. So copy them so you have them handy later. In today's agenda, we obviously have, some welcoming from all of us at TestTopper. We have speakers from Brampton, Microsoft, and Data on Tap, a presentation from PwC and IBM, excellent speakers all the way through, moving to Tech Mahindra and Wave Labs. And then we have the most important part of the session, which is our survey, because it's going to be super interesting for you to do this survey. No, I'm just joking. What is going to be interesting is the prizes that you probably get once you do the survey, followed by our panel discussion, some prizes, a closing, and of course, networking, which is so very important for all of us today. So that's the agenda for the day, and I'm going to give the platform back to Kader with a quick question. Kader, let's talk a little bit about open community. How do you describe open community? How do we live it here at TestTopper? And how can people understand this concept and really weave it into their lives?
Yeah, that's a good one. Thanks, Firuzan. It's important that we understand this because most of the time at TestTopper community we refer these two keywords. So in order to explain, to me, openness is a contributing catalyst for collaborative innovation, right? And I'll give you some examples. If you are in a high-tech industry, open source projects is a good example. And if you are in a banking industry, open banking is a good example. And if you are in a telecom industry, open networking is a good example. So what I like about TestTopper community is that it is self-governed and run by the collaborative efforts of tech industry experts, such as all of us here together, to develop tech skills, future skills, and innovation. It is a unique of its kind and open community. That is why we always call ourselves as an open community. People-led grassroots movement, because TestTopper community is people, right? Us individuals, organized effort to advance each other's career, intrapreneurship, and entrepreneurship aspirations. And that's why we call ourselves as a people-led grassroots movement. It's true, Firzan. Recently, we did some internal survey, and also when you look at the external surveys, 74% of the people believe it is their own responsibility to update their tech future skills and innovation. And we are proud to be an open community, and we are proud to be a people-led grassroots movement to advance this agenda. Now, talking, when we had this idea, right? It's kind of a unique idea. When we had this idea, we went to Brampton and we kind of shared our idea with them. And it's a year ago, right? Approximately 14 months ago. And I must say that, they really supported us, and City of Brampton really made whatever that we wanted to do as a reality today. Thank you, Brampton, for always being willing to support. On that note, I'm honored to request Mr. Devin Rampal, Innovation and Technology Sector Manager, City of Brampton, to share with us their great initiatives on innovation and technology space. Devin Rampal, floor is all yours.
Thank you, Kader. I'm just going to share my screen here to make sure everyone can let me know if you can see it.
Yes.
Awesome, fantastic. Before I start, I just wanted to say thank you, Kader, and the TestTopper team for all of the amazing work that you do in Brampton. We love it. We're huge supporters of it, and we want it to keep going. So thank you for that. Had this been, just about a year and 1 month ago, we had the first, one of the first TestTopper events at the Brampton Entrepreneur Center, and it was one of our best events that I've attended there, where we actually ran out of chairs, which was phenomenal. I remember it very vividly. It was fantastic. So love the work you do, Kader, and thank you. I'll be super quick, just about 5 minutes here. I just wanted to give an overview on Brampton and the innovation district that we're actively building today in the city. So for those of you that aren't familiar, Brampton is a city just outside of Toronto. We're about 35 minutes outside of Toronto. We're in the middle of what the federal government has designated Canada's Innovation Corridor. So this is the corridor between Toronto and Waterloo. Brampton's right in the middle of it, and we're connected by the GO train. Our population is big. We're Canada's 9th largest city. We're approaching 700,000 people. We're also the 2nd fastest growing city in Canada. We're super diverse. There's over 234 different cultures in the city, and we speak over 115 different languages. And we're also one of Canada's youngest cities. We have some pretty exciting activity happening in all sectors in Brampton. Our major sectors are innovation and technology, advanced manufacturing, med tech and food and beverage. And then we're supported by a cybersecurity sector and a logistics sector. We actually have Canada's largest intermodal in Brampton, and the Canada Space Arm was also built in Brampton by MDA, which is one of the major tech companies in the city. Our vision in Brampton is we're working to become an international destination for innovation technology companies to build and grow. In the past, when a company wanted to relocate to the GTA or Toronto area, their mind automatically went to Toronto or Waterloo. This is starting to change now with the work we're doing in the Innovation District. We're building Brampton into being one of those no-brainers to do business and a natural first choice for tech companies. The way we're doing this is through the Innovation District. Now, a couple years ago, we didn't have an Innovation District at all. We didn't have an incubator in Brampton at all, which is kind of hard to believe in a city approaching 700,000 people. Today, we have a fully blown Innovation District with about 10 different partners and growing every year. So we have companies or incubators and partners that serve the early stage of growth for startups. We have incubator partners that serve the later stage, and then we have support systems in place. So support systems would be the Board of Trade, which is really the gateway into the corporations in Brampton, Algoma University, Sheridan College that supply talent to the technology companies. And then we have our office, Economic Development, of course. We have the Ryerson Venture Zone in Brampton. The Ryerson Venture Zone is the first zone that's not in downtown Toronto. It's actually in Brampton. So this is connected to the DMZ, one of the world's leading accelerators. Beehive is the newest partnership that we have, and this incubator is going to be launching in May. And Beehive leverages the Startup Visa program to bring international companies into Brampton. So they'll be primarily working with companies in India. They'll be primarily working with companies in the African markets, and they'll be bringing these companies over by leveraging the Startup Visa program. Founder Institute is a recent partnership that we've launched as well. The Brampton Entrepreneur Center is the spot that we held our first Test Oprah event. That's item number 1 here on the map. So this is a map of the Innovation District. This is what it looks like today, and it's changing month by month. We're adding new partners, we're getting new entrepreneurs, we have new tech companies moving in, and these are all real tangible partners and spaces that are in the district today. The only thing that's not here is actually item number 15. 15 is the Future Center of Innovation, and this is going to be a central library, co-working space, and it'll have corporate office spaces as well. This is a $100 million facility that the city's committed to building over the next couple of years. But overall, this is Brampton's Innovation District. We are winning awards internationally for the work that we're doing, and we would love to invite you to join us in building the Innovation District of Brampton. We're happy to collaborate in any way possible. Cotter could provide our contact information at the city, and we're happy just to have a conversation and see how we can work together. So thank you again, Cotter, for the opportunity. Thank you for all the work you do in the community, and look forward to a great session today.
Fantastic. Kader, I think you're muted if you were trying to say something, but thank you, Devin, for that one. And I just wanted to ask you a quick question. So tell us why the city of Brampton's so interested in supporting TestOpper. What about TestOpper makes you so interested in us?
Yeah, thank you for that question. I think it's a fantastic question. And the answer really is all about talent, right? TestOpper supports talent. Brampton has a ton of talent, right? They say Toronto has talent, Waterloo has talent, in Brampton we say it comes from Brampton. TestOpper is producing talent constantly, and this is the number one driver for tech companies. So that's primarily why we support TestOpper so much and believe in the work that Kader does.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Kader, did you want to say something?
Yeah, thank you. What more I can say? Thank you, Devin, and you and the Brampton team are awesome, and we exist today for you guys, because of you guys, right? Thank you for all the support and continuing the support for achieving the target that we wanted to achieve. By the way, I'm just one of many industry experts support this TestOpper community. I happen to be in the front, so thanking me basically is accepted on behalf of all of the industry experts that support this community. Thanks a lot, Devin. Farzan, can you see the screen? I just want to make sure I reshared the screen.
Yes, I can.
Perfect.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much, Kader, and thank you, Devin, for all of that great information. So I'm just going to speak a little bit about the vision and the massive transformative purpose of TestUp, which is basically what are we doing when Devin says we're producing talent? We're basically a nonprofit developer community, and we're empowering anyone who wants to become part of the tech ecosystem in the future workforce. So anybody who wants to upgrade their tech skills, we're an open community. We're totally people led at the grassroots level. Come and join us. We'd love to have you with us. And thank you very much, all of you, 77 of you who are online today.
Thank you, Faizan. I'd like to really share a little bit about what is future workforce or workforce of future. This is something that we keep hearing, right? Um, I want a little bit share about that, right? So the reality is we live through fundamental transformation of automation and machines that replace human tasks. This is the reality. This is the world that we live in. This is the smarter world that we live in, requires smarter people, smarter, talented people to tackle all the challenges that are out there. As an individual, and as a tech professional, from engineer to the CEOs and CTOs, if we want to be part of future workforce, and if we wanted to be a workforce of the future, we have to develop future skills to be relevant in this smarter world. This is key. Skills like not only the depth of knowledge, but also the breadth of knowledge, breadth of technical expertise, nimble and adaptive skills. That the skills, it means the skills that you can use to quickly pivot into a new work and new opportunities if you are asked to do or if you wanted to do as an entrepreneur, These are all some of the few examples that or characteristics that basically makes you as a future workforce. Long story short, you have to develop future skills and innovation to be relevant in this world of machines, right? Now the question is, how do we do it? The answer is simple. Each one of us have to develop a continuous learning mindset, lifelong learning mindset. This is key, and this is the only way. If you do not learn something today, believe me, you will become irrelevant tomorrow, and we become irrelevant tomorrow. So we have to learn something today. And that is the reality. Testoper community helps enabling exactly that for each one of us. And you know what? It is free. I'm sure most of you might have already registered. In case if you have not registered yet, I sincerely recommend you to go to the Eventbrite and register for our next program that's starting in few days, 27th. And the topic is Develop Tech Future Skills and Innovation on Artificial Intelligence. And it will be taken by Harsha Balakumar, and I'm one of the greatest fan of him. The way that he trains, and those who are starters, those who are in mid-level, and those who are also experts. I sincerely recommend you go and register and join this program for free, again, to learn details about artificial intelligence. Furzan.
All right, thank you very much for that, Kader. And now is the time to say a big thank you to everyone who has been supporting us. So first, we're going to thank all our in-kind supporters. So obviously, the City of Brampton, Microsoft, Google, Gift Hub, YouTube, and Lightbulb, and Startup Peel. Now, because we do have representatives from the City of Brampton, Microsoft, and Lightbulb, we say a very big thank you to them in person. So thank you very much for everything that you've done for us, supporting the community at TestTopper and supporting each and every one of you, because it wouldn't be possible for us to come to each and every one of you in this way if it wasn't for all these in-kind sponsors. So thank you for that. All right, so now it's my great pleasure and delight to welcome Adarsh Datta from Microsoft. So Adarsh, please take it away.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Firuzan and Kader, for everything that you guys are doing. One of the things that we love supporting Brampton and Testoper out here is primarily because, like Kader keeps saying, that this is a grassroots movement that is really happening, correct? And when I started my role as a developer engagement lead, one of the things I needed to focus on is how do we enable grassroots level skilling, learning motions within the developer community, the technology community that exists. And what we saw is that Kader is creating this group of network, which is basically bringing these industry experts, bringing these people who really want to learn and develop their future skills. And that was one of the main reasons why we came and said, hey, let us come in and support this growing community. And I've been like blown by the growth of this community, which has been happening over the last year to year and a half.
Thank you, Adarsh. Thanks for answering that first question. Thanks a lot. And I have another question for you, right? I know that you're not one of the keynote speaker for today, but then, I would like to really hear from you. If you have to tell us one thing or enlighten us with one single message about artificial intelligence technology, what that would be?
Yeah, that's great, actually. In fact, one of the things, Kader, when you said that, we are doing this beautiful session on AI, and this concept of AI and the conversation around AI has been going around like for the past 4 to 5 years, and it's really growing and expanding. And one of the things that we as Microsoft are really trying to promote is the responsible and trusted approach to AI. And when we talk about that, it's about building the right principles. Principles translate to the practices, and the practices translate to the tools that we actually build. And the best part about AI, the way I look into it, is how seamlessly it gets integrated into our lives. Like right now on our mobile phones, there's AI running, which is segmenting all the photographs and just giving using facial recognition and figuring out who are the people who are on our phone. That is AI happening in your hand right now, correct? And so when AI gets embedded in our lives so seamlessly without us even realizing that we are actually already using AI, there are certain principles that we need to abide to. And these are some of the things that we've learned from our own mistakes. In Microsoft, we've made mistakes in the past and we've learned. And so we realize, hey, let's not just go and build AI. Let's take one step back and figure out what is the responsible and trusted approach to AI. So I thought I'm going to land a principle that we follow in Microsoft across all our product development. And that is these 6 principles of fairness, reliability, inclusivity, privacy, transparency, and accountability. And I'm just going to give you one example of each of these right now. So for example, fairness. When we talk about fairness, it's all about the bias that is introduced that affects recommendations. It's a very clearly known fact that as an example, facial recognition algorithms are more biased towards fair colored skin as opposed to dark colored skin. And how do we deal with that? It's all about having a representative data set, and the idea out here is to detect and eliminate as much bias as possible. So that'll be about fairness. Reliability is a big part about AI, about building AI systems. When you talk about autonomous cars, it needs to be reliable. So how do we embed design principles early on so that we have human in the loop, so that we figure out that the systems that uses AI are reliable? The third thing we talk about is inclusivity. It also relates to the representative data set that we're talking about. Like we know that disability is a big part of all the products that we build these days. That how do we make our products inclusive? Adding simple things like picture alternative text in presentations is as simple of adding inclusivity into all the AI products that we build. Privacy is definitely one of the most important thing, and I think this is one of the things I can directly give you an example where we learned as Microsoft. It was in 2015 and 16 when we came up with the first Twitter bot, and we called it the Tay, and that's a picture of Tay. And it was basically a bot where people would be tweeting to, and Tay would be responding to you based on whatever you tweet at. And soon it became a racist bot. It became a Nazi bot. And it was tweeting back only because it was learning from what people were tweeting at it. And we had to shut it down within 48 hours. And that was our biggest learning that, hey, before we take AI products into market, we need to have accountability towards it. That, hey, we cannot just for the heck of getting AI into technology, we cannot push it out. We are responsible for what we put into the market. Transparency is all about providing the right context into our applications that we build. And then the last couple of them is about accountability. And this accountability is the most important thing and ties everything together, where we want to make sure that people should be accountable for the systems they build and they put it into the market. And so, for example, Microsoft is partnering with the IBMs, with the Googles, and the Amazons of the world and coming with industry agnostic committee boards. So, for example, within our product engineering disciplines, we have something called as Ether, which is AI ethics and effects in engineering research. We have something called as RAISE, which is responsible AI strategy engineering. And all of these boards together make sure that we have design principles in place which account for responsible and trusted approach to AI. So those are some of the things we need to take care of when we are building and taking AI systems into the market. So I think that is one message that I wanted to land with this. And I'm really looking forward to all the learnings from the fantastic speakers from IBM, PwC, and Tech Mahindra that we have. Thank you.
Thank you, Adarsh. Thank you. That's really, it's an eye opener because most of us keep thinking, when we wanted to learn AI, we just have to learn data science and how to curate the data and how to, create an AI model and deploy. But it's more than that, right? Like rightly you mentioned, right? We have to develop a lot of future skills and innovation surrounding that to ensure the fairness, reliability, accountability. Unfortunately, AI is a black box, right? It's not a white box, and it learns by itself and does whatever it thinks it's right. So we as responsible individuals have to make sure that it is doing right. Absolutely. Great message. Thanks a lot, Adarsh. Thanks a lot.
My pleasure.
And talking from the point of view of Testoper, so we always use this word future skills and innovation, right? So one is all about future skills and the other thing is all about innovation. Both goes again hand in hand, right? So talking about innovation, I'm very, very happy and, thanks to IBM and in fact, thanks to Ashik, he introduced me to Bon and we started discussing. And today, I can say that we are a very proud community and proud to be affiliate to the Startup with IBM program. This really helps not only advancing the future skills and innovation of the community, but also the innovations aspect of it for the community, and both goes again hand in hand. Thanks a lot, IBM for that.